Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a state visit to the United States. Today, PM Modi will lead the celebrations of the International Day of Yoga at United Nations headquarters. Starting in 2014, the International Day of Yoga has become one of the major events in the annual calendar of activities of the UN. In New York, PM Modi has a packed schedule and is meeting Nobel laureates, economists, artists, scientists, scholars, entrepreneurs, academicians and health sector experts. The Indian Prime Minister met Tesla CEO in his landmark three-day state visit to the US. Elon Musk reportedly said it was a fantastic meeting with the Prime Minister of India and that he likes him quite a lot. Musk also added that Tesla will try to be in India as soon as humanly possible. PM Modi appreciated Musk's efforts in making technology accessible and affordable in various sectors across the world. The Prime Minister earlier met Musk in 2015 during a visit to Tesla Motors factory in California. Yet another incident of violence has been reported in the West Bank. Israeli emergency services say a Palestinian gunman opened fire at a gas station near Israeli settlement in the region, killing at least 4 people and wounding 4 others. According to Israeli security forces, one gunman was neutralized at the site by a civilian, while another who had fled the scene was found and killed. The area around the gas station has been sealed off. A Hamas militant group has claimed responsibility for the attack. In response to the violent incident, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, and I'm quoting him here, "We will continue to fight terrorism with all our might and we will defeat it." The Coast Guards of US and Canada are frantically conducting search operations to locate the missing submersible for the third continuous day. In the latest update, US Coast Guards have reported that underwater noises have been detected during the search. The sub went missing in the North Atlantic region. It has been more than 48 hours since the sub was first reported missing. Now, according to reports, more search vessels have been brought in to join the mission. Canada has deployed its Air Force CP-140 Aurora aircraft to support efforts, and 2 Canadian Coast Guard ships are en route as well. Search authorities estimate the vessel has less than 30 hours of oxygen left now. Iranian president said the country won't beg for a more compliant nuclear deal. Ibrahim Raisi stressed that Iran's life doesn't depend on it. Speaking to a local channel, Raisi reiterated Iran is pursuing the talks with honor, wisdom and good intentions. The Iranian president also cleared the air with Saudi Arabia, calling it not an enemy like US and Israel. The United States is holding talks with Iran to sketch out steps that could limit the Iranian nuclear program, release some detained US citizens and unfreeze some Iranian assets abroad. A riot on Tuesday at a women's prison in Honduras killed at least 41 women, most of them burned to death. Honduran President Xiomara Castro blamed the violence on Mara street gangs. She said that she is going to take drastic measures against the accused. Most victims were burned, but there are also reports of inmates shot at the prison in Tamara, about 30 miles northwest of the Honduran capital. As per official reports, at least 7 female inmates are being treated at a hospital for gunshot and knife wounds. Gangs often wield broad control inside the country's prisons, where inmates often set their own rules and sell prohibited goods. A Canadian Air Force helicopter crashed into the Ottawa River early on Tuesday, killing 2 armed forces members. 2 others on board have been recovered and are in the hospital. The crash of the Royal Canadian Air Force CH-147 Chinook helicopter happened just after midnight near a military base in Petro, which is located towards the northwest of the capital Ottawa in Ontario. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said there will be an investigation into the crash. Similarly, in 2020, a Canadian helicopter crashed into the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Greece, killing 6. Thousands of Colombians marched in several cities of Colombia to protest against several social reforms promoted by President Gustavo Petro. They were also demanding that Petro respond to allegations of crimes committed during his past campaign for the presidency. The march started in Bogota at the well-known national park and headed towards the center of the country's capital. Marches also took place in Medellin and in other areas. Several leaders of regional organizations, the military and retired police officers also participated in the march. Several demonstrators in Bogota wore white t-shirts, carried Colombian flags and chanted "Petro out." Russia attacked military and civilian infrastructure in Kiev and other parts of the country on Tuesday. This, according to Ukrainian officials. The Kremlin says Russian forces destroyed 8 ammunition warehouses across Ukraine. It added that 3 Ukrainian attacks were also repelled in just the last 24 hours. A Ukrainian drone strike also killed a woman and wounded 4 other people, as per officials, in the Russian-controlled town of Nova Kakhovka in the southern Kherson region. Kiev claims it has recaptured 113 square kilometers of land from Russian forces. A pregnant woman died trying to reach Canary Islands. She was in a boat with more than 50 migrants near the Atlantic coast. A fishing boat found the migrant boat. The woman's body was found in a boat with 42 men, 7 women and 3 children. They received red blankets and medical attention after disembarking from the rescue vessel. Manager of the Security and Emergency Consortium told local TV that the migrants were lucky the fishing boat found them because they were adrift. Amanda Zirovsky, a resident of Texas, almost died waiting for an abortion. She has now sued the state after being denied appropriate medical attention. Amanda was 18 weeks pregnant with her much-awaited baby when her cervix dilated, which meant an inevitable miscarriage. Wanting to fasten up her trauma and make it slightly easier to grieve, she asked her doctors for an abortion, which they refused under the law. Amanda then went into a septic shock, which not only threatened her life, but also led to medical complications. According to the filing in the U.S. District Court in Delaware, Hunter Biden has agreed to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges of failure to pay federal tax income in 2017 and in 2018. A deal was reached with the Justice Department that would likely keep him out of prison. He has agreed to enter a pre-trial diversion agreement in connection with charge of possession of a firearm. The gun purchase that led to the criminal charge happened in late 2018 when he was regularly abusing crack cocaine. According to public accounts, he owned the gun for less than 2 weeks as his then-girlfriend reportedly threw it away. Chinese Premier Li Qiang and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz have pledged closer ties after holding intergovernmental talks in Berlin. Both leaders held talks on a wide range of issues, including trade, climate change, and the war in Ukraine. Li Qiang is on his first trip abroad since he was named China's Prime Minister, with an aim to improve relations with the European Union as criticisms from the bloc grow louder. His visit to Germany and France comes as Europe seeks to balance concerns over economic dependence on China, as well China's stance on Ukraine and Taiwan. Over the years, Amazon.com has come to dominate various market segments. Morgan Stanley now predicts the e-commerce giant will also dominate the cosmetics market. According to Morgan Stanley, Amazon will have surpassed Walmart as the largest beauty retailer in the United States by the year 2025. Amazon's stock price dropped by almost half last year as sell-off hit technology and growth sectors. But the e-commerce firm's shares have since recovered to gain by 50% this year. Walmart stock, meanwhile, has enjoyed a more consistent growth curve over the past 5 years. It is projected to rise over 9% this year. In one of the world's largest confiscations, Brazilian authorities seized 28.7 metric tons of illegally obtained shark fins. These would be exported to Asia. Environmental Protection Agency IBAMA estimated the consignment represented the death of some 10,000 sharks. These sharks belonged to two different species, the blue shark and the short-fin mako shark, which entered Brazil's national list of endangered species last month. IBAMA's operation targeted two different companies, but others are still under investigation. Drone footage shows the devastating aftermath of a tornado that killed one person and injured at least 2 dozens in central Mississippi. The trees and homes were flattened in Jasper City. A dangerous heat wave had recently helped in creating deadly tornadoes in Texas and Florida and threatened more extreme weather to the United States. At least 4 people were killed in twisters that touched down on Thursday in the panhandles of Texas and Florida. Flooding in the region also forced almost 150 people out of their homes. This as per officials. Twitter is no more just a micro-blogging app. Word limit expansion, blue-tick verification, content creations are just a few of the many changes that the application is going through. This time, Twitter is here with the highlights feature as well, one you may be familiar with if you use Instagram. Now you will be able to showcase your favorite tweets on your profile. Elon Musk retweeted and announced the launch of the new Highlights tab. The Highlights feature seems to be aimed more at content creators, which also perhaps is the reason why the feature seems to be available to Twitter Blue users currently. Princess of Wales reopened the National Portrait Gallery in central London. The gallery is opening after 3 years of extensive refurbishment. Gallery's new doors features 45 carved brass panels representing every woman throughout time. The princess also took in the gallery's learning center. It focuses on creative learning of children under 5 years of age.